Alright, welcome back to my Stormblood Let's Play. I'm gonna pick up right where I left off. Jump into Fill Your Hearts with Pride and go on from there. So let's dive in. Fill Your Hearts with Pride. Minago is ready to return to Ralgar's Reach. Well, there's no reason to remain here any longer. Let's get back to the Reach. Oh, I can teleport. You didn't have to take part in the operation, but you did. You went above and beyond what was asked of you, without hesitation, and for that we owe you a debt. Our victory may not count for much in practical terms, but its symbolic value can't be overstated. Alliance and Resistance fighters came together to face an Imperial unit equipped with Garlemald's newest weapon, and smashed them. People will remember this day. Aye, that they will, for it marks the beginnings of something far greater than any single victory, the beginning of a campaign by a united Eorzea to drive the Garleans from our lands. Promises and platitudes mean naught without action, but the Alliance took the field and risked their lives for our cause. To think that the last time Gridanian troops trod this soil was more than a century ago during the Autumn War, and that was to defend against our invasion. Ours is a long and bloody history, to be sure, and it gives me heart to seek that, despite our acrimonious past, we can still come together for the sake of the future. Well said, Commander, which is why I intend to go from village to village and spread word of our victory and our new alliance. The people will flock to our banners. Just you wait and see. LSA, I cannot thank you enough for your assistance. I steal Knuckles. I steal Trident. With the materia. Alright, a familiar face forgotten. Meffred cannot help but wonder if you remember who he is. At the risk of repeating myself, it's still hard for me to believe that we'd meet again here, of all places, though I reckon you probably don't remember me after all this time, eh? Of course I remember you. I'm impressed. Given everything you went on to accomplish, you'd be forgiven for forgetting all about your time in Quarry Mill. Suffice to say, we didn't forget about you either, nor the lives you saved. As for me, I went to Little Almigo while Galleon was recovering. Gundobald was my former commander and an old friend, and I had a lot on my mind. In the end, I decided to disband our unit. I told the men to live their lives as they saw fit. Some chose to remain in Little Almigo, and others went to Ul'dah for work. But as you can see, I chose to come back to Girabania and join Conrad and the others. I've kept busy since then, ferrying people and provisions across the border and back. It's not been easy, but it's been fulfilling. Today, however, we'll be heading east into the peaks. Conrad thinks we might have luck finding new recruits in the village of Alagania. Alaganha. If you're going there, you're taking me with you. That's right. You're from Alaganha, aren't you, Luis? By all means, we'd welcome the company. There'll be more to it than just asking around, but we can talk about it on the way. Make your preparations and meet me by the tunnel to the peaks. This tunnel will take us all the way to the peaks. We're on a mission for Conrad to Algahana. Clear the barricade if you would. Aye, sir. Shouldn't take more than a moment. There are more villages there than out here, but also more Imperials keeping a close eye on things. We need to tread carefully.
I remember the peaks of Girabania, silent watchmen that would stand long after we were gone. We came seeking allies to join us in the fight against the Empire. People who had had enough. People who had suffered every possible indignity, who had been treated like animals, day after day after day.
Leave a glamour in place here too. As you may have noticed, so far as the Imperials are concerned, this is not more than a testament to the savage impulses of the lesser race. Remember though, once we leave these ruins, we'll have no glamours to conceal us. The villages to the east, keep watch for patrols as we move. Nary an Imperial in sight. That's a mercy. Alagana is due east, past the bridge. Follow me. It's not much further. You can rest easy. We made it. This is Alagahana. It feels strange coming home like this. I always imagined it would be, oh, sorry. That was nothing to do with why we're here. We need recruits. Aye, we do. But as I said back at the Reach, it's a little more complicated than just asking for volunteers these days. As you know, we're short-handed because many of our people were taken by the Griffin's promises and went to the wall, never to return. It was just them, though. Folks from all over, including some of the former comrades, answered his call to arms. As for why we came to this particular village, it's rumored that Algahana has lost a few youth as well. If there's truth to that, then there could be others sympathetic to the cause. Then again, after the Griffin's betrayal, they may be suspicious of outsiders claiming allegiance to the resistance, and rightfully so. So with all that in mind, how are we supposed to convince them to join? I mean, I knew it wouldn't be as simple as giving a speech in the village square. Now, if you didn't want the place to be burned to the ground, no, you might as well piss in the Viceroy's eye. We'll need to be a good deal more circumspect than that. You never know when an Imperial spy is listening. We must speak with the Elder first. I know for a fact that he can be trusted. We'll listen to what he has to say and decide what to do after. Sounds like a plan. Let's hope there's still some brave men and women here willing to fight. The prodigal daughter. Jeez. Mefred would like to introduce you to the village elder. Ragenfred, the village elder, is over by the shore. No time like the present. Let's have a word. Don't know you, traveler. You a merchant? You'll not find much custom here. Greetings and well met, Elder, and sincerest apologies that I did not send word ahead of our arrival. Too long have I been away from Malagahana, and I would know of your recent troubles. Ah, you are comrades of Mefred. I see. Speak on, though. I suspect I know your purpose. The Griffin came with many men and left with many more. Such is the rumor. Is it true? He lit a fire in their hearts and then dangled a dream before their tired eyes. And now you come to steal away what few remain. The Griffin was a traitor and a madman, and we had no part in his schemes. We had made an agreement with the Alliance. This time, it will be different. This time. Cold comfort to the dead and the ones they left behind. How much more must we give before you've had your fill? But surely you hate the Empire as much as we do. They took our lands, our traditions, even our God, and they damned the fifth of what they've got left. I hate the bastards with every fiber of my being. But hate's not enough, Mifrid. We can't keep doing this. I'll not tell anyone you came, but you need to go. Now. Leave us be and never return. You've got no right to speak to us like that. I've got a quarry that was producing barely enough to keep us fed. and that was before half our young men and women went off to die for your bloody cause. So yes, I've got every right to tell you to leave my village. No, you don't, because it's my village too, my home. What in the hells are you on about? Wait, I know those eyes. You're one of Curtis's girls. Lise Hext, and I'm here to take back my homeland. By Raugar, the last time I saw you, I didn't even know if you were still alive, and I never thought you would come. I almost didn't, and my sister never will. Lots of others won't either, and that's why we've got to carry on the fight. You even sound like him. As you say, I've got no right to tell you to leave. Alagahana is as much as your home as it is mine. But I say to you again, we can give no more. Yes, I heard you the first time. Let's go. That could have been handled better, but what's done is done. At least we've been granted permission to stay. I was hoping Ragnfrid might help us to recruit some of his people, but that clearly isn't going to happen. If we're to convince any of them to join, we'll first need to regain their trust. It's risky, and it's hardly subtle, but I say we approach the villagers directly, see what problems they've got, and if we can do anything to help. Makes sense to me. Let's split up and ask around. Let's see. There was that other axe that I ended up getting. There it is. All right. Death by 1,000 rocks. Angry Curl regards you with suspicion. A new face in Elgahana. Huh? What would you ask for me then? A stranger and a generous soul besides. Bollocks. That's not more suspicious than a good Samaritan. On the other hand, if you were an Imperial agent, I'd expect you to go about your business with more discretion. Bugger me. You really are here to help, aren't you? Very well. I'll take you up on your offer, stranger. My little brother's working the rocks by Grim and Enid. He's got something for me. Can you go and get it? Right then. Frightened Curl is his name. Ask him for the leftovers. He ought to understand. Griseldis is here, but her mind is elsewhere. Hard country. You'd best keep your distance if you know what's good for you. Say your piece and move on. Looking for folks down on their luck? Congratulations, you found one. As you can see, my leg ain't what it used to be. Some days I can hardly walk for the pain. Mornings are the worst, especially after cold nights. Hard labors write out too much pain and trouble for others. There's a tea what helps with it, though I need to grind a chipuli horn and a hornbill talon for the blend. You'll go and get some for me, just like that? You needn't trouble yourself, so... Alright. head here for the hard country. There's the horn. Okay, that's down south here too. Is there an... I should probably attune to that first. And then I can just teleport back. Alright, let's try this again. That could have been a massive mistake. Takes care of that. Let's head down south here. Here for the leftovers, are you? Not like my brother to send someone in his stead, but so be it. It's all in the sacks over yonder. They're bleeding heavy, mind, so be careful when you pick them up. Unconscionably heavy sacks. Let's go ahead and turn these in. Ah, the new face. You have my leftovers? Huh, well, I'll be. You actually went and brought the whole lot. Much obliged. Much obliged. It's saltpeter for making fire sand, in case you're curious what it's all for. The rocks by the lakes have got good deposits. Tain't hard for my brother to pass for any other plodding quarryman, all the while sweeping bits and pieces off to the side, to bundle up and sell to the sutlers what trade with the resistance. That's a living, and a way of fighting back besides. A way of spitting in the Garlean's eye for putting our father in an imperial uniform and shipping him off to some faraway province 15 years ago. Don't know if he's dead or alive even, though if he were alive, he'd not be long for this world if we were caught fighting for the resistance, so this is the best we can do. That's the long and the short of it. We do what we can, though we know it's not enough. I think you'll find that most folks here ain't much different. Everyone's got a reason, but in the end, the result is the same. I suppose I just wanted you to know, is all, that we know why you're here, and that even if we can't join you, we wish we could. I know what I can do. I can go ahead and eat, get more experience. You've been gone a while. What brings you back to Algahana? It's over. Oh, I never meant to. I mean, in times like these, you never think people will actually... This country's hard on people, but it's not just that. The Imperials, they've made it known I'm not to be helped. Dead man's good for one lesson, you know, whereas a live one, you're with the resistance, right? I suppose there's no reason not to tell you then. My father, God's rest his soul, was deathly sick at the time, and so I'd gone out into the forest, spear in hand, to gather herbs, and then I had the good fortune to run into Imperial patrol. My weapon marked me as a rebel, or so they said. Not that I've made a difference. If I'd have fought back, I knew what the lot of them were about the moment that Centurion laid eyes on me. Didn't matter in the end, of course. Some people just like to hurt others, and by the time I limped back to the hut, it was too late for my father. Too late for me, too, I and many others, I imagine. Help them, too, if you like. They'll be grateful and say thank you. But beyond that, I wouldn't hope for much. Alright. Back to Mefrid. A life more ordinary. Mefrid is hard at work trying to win over the villagers of Algahana. Ah, there you are, Alec. I've been trying to help the villagers deal with this food shortage of theirs. Recently, the Imperials have been swooping into villages unannounced and seizing supplies in order to prevent the people from stockpiling in case they might be in league with the resistance. It's not much, but I've taught them a few tricks to better hide what little they've got left. How's Lise getting on, by the way? You'd think people would be more inclined to trust a local girl, assuming they remember her, that is. That little bit of the story reminds me of the peasants from Kurosawa's Seven Samurai. The way how they would raid the villages for their grain and food. Anyway, Lise. No, I didn't mean to. And where were you these past 20 years? Where were you when we were being ground under the Black Wolf's boot? On the other side of his bastard wall? Living the high life, I'll wager? That's not fair. Oh, and who's this? Another one of your freedom-loving friends, deigning to help us poor unfortunate souls. trying to whip us up into a frenzy so we'll go and storm a castrum with our pickaxes and shovels. Leave, all of you, before you bring a cohort down on all of us. And you, don't you dare speak like you're one of us. You can't even begin to understand what we've been through. You weren't here, Lise. You weren't here. This is my home, and I love it with all my heart. And if you truly have any love for it too, you'll keep us out of your doomed rebellion. He has a point. No matter what I say or do, it doesn't change the fact I left them behind. But this isn't about me or anyone else. It's about Al Amigo. Let's go and find Mefrid. Looks like the Elder wasn't the only one unwilling to hear us out. Can't blame them, given what happened at the wall. I thought I might be able to appeal to them as a fellow. I don't know, but if anything, it just made them angrier. I haven't lived through it like they have. I can't claim to know the struggle like they do either, Lise. I ran too, but if I hadn't, I'd never met Alaric or the rest of you, and we might not be here today in a position to make a difference. So I don't regret my choices, nor will I apologize for them. There's more than one way to fight. Help! Someone, anyone, we need help. I don't like the sound of that one bit. Come on. Where Krata, the Tribuum and the bloody Ratman, damn it all. You there, take a deep breath and then tell us what happened. It was all business as usual. Tributum's due soon, and we were taking it to the Imperials when the Kiran attacked. They took my brother and our money. Took him where? Ruins to the south of here. Was just an old temple before they came and listened. Rokrata's the only family I've got left. If I lose him, the Ziggurat, if the Ratmen took him there, he's as good as dead. We've got to get after them. If there's even a chance your brother is still alive, we have to try. Alright, time to go pull a rescue mission so we fall in the good graces of the villagers. You're right, Lise. We've got to help them. If not for the missing man, then for the Tributum. The Garleans won't suffer excuses if they're late. Alright, boots of aiming. Sandals of aiming. No, we're just gonna go with the heavy line. The color of angry Kikaran. Mifrid understands that you must act quickly to save Warkrata. So Warkrata is being held somewhere at the Ziggurat to the south, which has been overtaken by the Kiran bandits. That about covers it then. Be prepared for a fight. They may not be the most challenging foes, but there's sure to be a lot of them. Alright, let's roll. So they're down to the south here. Dust and Nilla. Interesting. Looks like the Far East version of Slimer from Ghostbusters. nice quick kick-a-ring man-eater. Easy 20,000 experience points. Alright, here we go. Please let me go. I'm begging you. I don't want to die. Oh, here, whoa. Hear that? I think it came from the top of the ziggurat. Who dares come to loot our man flesh? Ours to eat, ours to eat. We knew it'd come to this. Kill them quick before they alert the others. The reason that I'm skipping the Aether Currents for now is I'll probably come back later and just hit all of them in specific zones, just to make like a nice little neat guide. Alright, here we go. We're cracking. That new axe is doing some nice damage. Of course, I guess I'm using the Zodiac weapon. By Ralgar, what did I ever do to deserve this? I've gone to bed hungry for months. I'm skin and bones. I'd hardly make a snack, much less a meal. Oh, you found him. Wait. Are you here to rescue me? Your sister sent us. It's going to be all right. My sister. Oh, Ralgar be praised. She's safe. And you lot fought your way in here just for me. To think that there are still good, brave folk in the world. We should go before the Kikrin return to force. Do you still have the tributum? Oh gods, the tributum. The Imperials will be wondering where I am. I have to go. Wait, right now? In your condition? You don't understand. We were given a warning last month for being short. If I don't make it in time, there's no telling what will happen to me and my sister. I'm glad we saved him, but seeing him run off like that, I've got a bad feeling about this. Black Wolf's pups. Lisa's never been one to ignore her conscience. Listen, Eller, Mifrin. I think we need to go after Wakrata. Wait, you had better not be thinking of stopping him. You heard what he said. If they don't pay one, they'll pay another. If they don't pay one way, they'll pay another. I know that. I do, and I don't want to interfere. I just want to see that he makes it there safely. If that's the sum of it, then fine. Let's head down and see if we can't pick up his trail. Upon closer inspection, you find nothing of interest. In the dirt, you spy a chocobo feather. Any luck? A chocobo feather, is it? Aye. By my reckoning, it came from Wakrata's bird, in which case, there's a collapsed bridge just around the bend. Hug the rocks and stick to the shadows. We'll find him soon enough. Any minute now, I expect he'll come thundering round the bend, and hear that? Get to cover, quickly now.
Are they Imperials?
Worse. Skulls. Listen, Lise. Whatever happens, stay hidden and do not intervene. Understood?
What?
You there! Halt! You know you shouldn't be here. Explain yourself.
Forgive me, sir. I came to deliver the tributum.
Oh, aye. A likely story. Only a fool would dare to come so late. Or, mayhap, a resistance spy.
No, no, you've got it all wrong. I was waylaid by bandits. It's not my fault.
I said halt!
Is this a joke? You don't seriously expect us to believe this is a fake? How stupid do you think we are?
It is, I swear, on my mother's life.
Spare us. You came late, you lied about bandits, and then you tried to cheat the Empire of its due.
Think you can kill them all? Including the ones watching from the tower? Even if you did, others would come for him and his family. You'd be condemning them all to a life of hard labor. Assuming they didn't just execute them, that is.
But it isn't fair.
It's your bloody fault we're stuck out here patrolling this god's-forsaken wasteland. It's your fault I have to listen to people go on and on about how Alan Egan's can't be trusted. I've worked and toiled harder than any man. I'm a citizen, goddammit! And what are you? A stupid, stubborn little dog who'd sooner bite the hand that feeds him and pine for the good old days.
That's enough! Lord Xenos is expecting our report.
I'll bet the poor bastard can't believe his luck. He gets to go home. We should do the same.
I'd hear their commander was keen-eyed, but God's, that was a near thing. It tears me up inside to see our own kinsmen doing the bidding of the Viceroy, but they made their choice, and if it comes to it, I'll cut down every last one of them myself. Alright, level 77. Mifrid has no wish to linger unnecessarily. Homeward bound. Wakretta's alive, and the tributum's been paid. That's all that matters for now. I, for one, would rather not wait around to see if the skulls decide to return. We'd best get back to Alagahana and tell Ragnfrid this man's got the job done. We owe you a debt of gratitude for what you did. Wakretta told me everything, how you fought with the Kikrin and saved his life. For all the good we did, we saw what happened when he met with the Skulls, how they beat him half to death. We could have stopped him. Hi, I reckon you could. Mifrid's a warrior, as is your comrade, and you're strong like your father. That much is plain. But I think Ralgar you did not. But I thank Ralgar you did not, because it would not have ended with them. Wakretta and his sister would have been branded insurgents, if not the whole lot of us. Bones heal, scars fade, but the dead remain dead. We're alive, and that's more that can be said, for only the gods know how many others. That's enough for you, is it? To put up with whatever they do to you, so long as you get to see another day. That's right, you grit your teeth and you learn to live with the pain. I'll admit, I was quick to judge you, Lise, and for that I apologize. I know you and yours mean well, I do, but I'm telling you, God's in the heavens as my witness, that we've got nothing left to give. We can't help you. I understand. Thank you for your honesty. She may say it, but she doesn't mean it, nor would I expect her to. Her father was stubborn as an ox too. If she set on walking the same path, I but pray she won't follow it to the same end. Well, she took it better than I anticipated, which isn't saying much, I suppose. We should go and see if she's all right. Sorry about running off like that. Alamegan's terrorizing their own. I just can't accept it, you know. No matter what he thinks, they shouldn't have to put up with it, day after day after day. I'm not completely naive, you know. I didn't expect them to storm a castrum with their pickaxes and shovels, or whatever it was, but nor did I expect Recreta to just lie there in the dirt while they kicked him. I can't claim to know their pain. I barely remember this place, or even my father's face. But I remember Yida's. I remember how scared she was when we ran, and that look in her eyes when she talked about home. Her home, but not mine, is it? There you are, Lise. I've been looking all over for you. Well, you found me. Got something else to say? Aye, that I do. I said some things to you before that I shouldn't have. 'Twasn't my place to do so, and I'm sorry. All that rubbish I spouted about how I loved my village, but when one of ours was in need, I was cowering here with all the others. I didn't even think to go after Recreta, but you did. Made me feel like the bloody hypocrite I am. If I truly cared for my people, I'd fight for them. So I will, if you'll have me. You're asking to join the resistance? When you put it like that, I suppose I am. But not just me. There are others I know who've been thinking about it for a while now. There's not many of us, and we're not hardened warriors like you lot, but if your heart bleeds for Alamigo, then that's good enough for me. You and yours are more than welcome at Ralgar's Reach. Thank you, sir. You won't regret this. I'll go and speak with the others and send word when we're ready. Still think this isn't your home? No, I was just thinking out loud. And with that, my friends, our mission is concluded. Let us return to the Reach. First of all, allow me to commend you both on a job well done. Though nothing went according to plan, we've nevertheless managed to attract some new recruits, and it was your passion and conviction that moved them to join. Thank you. No, thank you for giving me an opportunity to find out what our people have been through these past 20 years. It's been humbling and troubling too. I'd heard about the skulls, but that there was the first time I'd seen them in the flesh. I know you say they're the same as any other Imperial soldiers, and maybe that's how I'll have to think of them myself if our paths ever cross on the battlefield. But when, not if. That day will come, Lise. You can't afford to hesitate when it does. Young, old, conscript, citizen, Garlean, Almegan, none of that matters. They've all got their reasons, but they're no better than yours, especially when they're bearing down on you, blade in hand. Saying that, I don't want to kill them any more than you do. If I could convince them to lay down their arms, I would. Sadly, I've never been much of a talker myself, but who knows, maybe you could be one, Lise. Your father certainly was. Right then, I'd best begin preparing for these new recruits. Alaric, Lise, it's been a pleasure. Where men go as one. Conrad wishes to thank you for all you have done in such a short time. Alright, we got some new earrings. Cool. Owing to the efforts of you all, we have accomplished a great deal in a short time. The Resistance thanks you for your service, Scions. I see operations here have been proceeding apace in my absence. Welcome back, brother dearest. I take it your efforts to gather new recruits were successful. Indeed, there were several amongst the Scions' ranks that were quite eager to take part in our joint endeavor with the Resistance, who I am come to present. Commander Kemp, if I may, my name is Arenville Lentinius, a half-breed, as you can doubtless tell. I'm here to fight for a free Almega, for an Almega where women like my mother are never made to suffer. I pray you grant me this honor. You are a true-born son of Girabania, same as me. This is not my honor to grant, but yours to freely take. Welcome, brother. With our swelling ranks and the aid of the Eorzean Alliance and the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, I believe we will soon be in a position to seize the initiative. Once our new recruits have received sufficient training, I will propose to General Alden that we draw up plans for an assault on Castellamina. Then, in the meantime, we will make what preparations we can. Meanwhile, in the royal palace of Alamigo.
Alliance forces have occupied Castrum Oriens and taken up positions along the length of the wall. Our patrols have engaged their reconnaissance parties on site, but there have been no significant exchanges, save one. A unit tasked with field testing prototype Magitech weapons was attacked. The weapons were destroyed, with the unit sustaining near total casualties.
Near total? Go on.
My lord, there was but a single survivor from the unit in question, which falls under my command. According to his report, they were ambushed by a contingent of Eorzean Alliance regulars, abetted by resistance insurgents.
A simple ambush and only one survivor. A fine day's work. The stubbornness to survive is not without worth. He may live. However, the 12th is no place for the weak.
He shall be relegated at once, my lord. As you say, the 12th is no place for cowards who count their lives more precious than the cause.
Indeed, indeed. We have no need of cowards.
My lord,
Cowards, who defer critical missions to their subordinates, who hide within their castra, never meeting their prey in battle, never staring into the whites of their eyes. Why, when confronted with a heretofore unknown icon, did we surrender the wall to the Alliance? Because my honored father, in his infinite wisdom, has not seen fit to grant us leave to march on their lands. Accordingly, we have extended an invitation to our neighbors. Gir Abania is where we shall host them. The field upon which we shall enjoy the sport of kings. Patience is paramount. Cornered animals may have spirit, but they are ultimately predictable and very poor sport. But if one dangles the promise of freedom before them while nipping at their heels to stoke their passion, then things become interesting. It is a delicate dance, one which asks much of my hounds. And so I put the question to you, my fellow huntsman. How shall we deal with these savages?
My lord, I have a proposal.
Silence, Alamegan! You do forget yourself! Only by the grace of Lord Van Baelsar were you afforded a place here, and that in name alone. We have no need of your proposals, savage.
This savage yearns to hunt her own. The floor is yours, Commander.
Thank you, my lord.
See, unlike any of the other unlike any of the Garleans in there, she actually has a solution to the problem. The rest of them are just sitting there complaining. Right then, I've got duties to attend to. Mayhap we could assist you with the said duties. We're here to help, after all. The three of you have been busy, so I will understand if you require time to rest. If not, however, it would seem sensible to assist our allies with their preparations. We'd be grateful for any and all help you can offer. If you ask around, I guarantee you won't want the work. I already got better earrings than that. Alright. Beams. Future rust, future dust. Beams is certain he has seen you somewhere before. I beg your pardon? The man who bested Gaius Van Belsar wishes to offer me his assistance? I say this is highly irregular, though I have heard it said you had a penchant for aiding the common man, in which case, before the occupation, I was a humble historian. While my duties leave me scarce time for aught else, I think it is important that these momentous events be recorded for the benefit of future generations. Primary sources are indispensable, and I had in mind to question a number of my fellow freedom fighters, ask them their motivations for taking up this cause, and so forth. You may take down their statements in this law, and outright thank you for your service, now and ever after. Alright, let's go and question some of the folks here at Robert's Reach. Aren't you the Icon Slayer? Damned if I know you'd bother asking someone like me why I joined the Resistance. But it's simple. If I wasn't fighting for Alameda, I'd be fighting for the Empire. You're either with them or not. If you're with them, you may as well make the most of it. Food, training, citizenship if you live long enough. You'll die stealing someone else's land. Like as not. But that's the choice. But me, I'd rather die here. Why indeed, to save lives, perhaps, or to make amends for the ones I couldn't. My father and my brothers were worked to death while building Castrum. What did it matter to the Garleans, eh? Or where that lot came from. After that, I couldn't keep on doing nothing. Battle maid. You wayward brothers. The Ananana battle maid is not one to be trifled with. You look like a strider in search of comrades if need. If so, I have a task for you. I am a trainer, and I was told to expect new recruits this day. Yet nary one has come. Perhaps they were given the wrong time or location. I do not know. They number 5 in all. These would be warriors. Send them unto me, should you chance to find them. Alright, so I gotta track down some warriors too. You go ahead and finish up future rust, future dust, and then I'll go and track down the warriors. Lisa. I was just a cook before all of this. Simple fare, really. Had a chance to lend a hand and help free some refugees one day. I took a liking to the fighters. They believed, and there's always a need for cooks, or at least people who can work with whatever the foraging parties turn up. The teacher calls for me, I see. We were discussing strategies for disabling magic tech armor, you see, and yes, of course. There is no time, if you would excuse me. A dash of green. Lisa considers the cook pot with a frown. You want to help, do you? Seeing as how I'm in no position to leave the stew pot unattended, could you go and ask Teb for a variety of herbs? 6 sprigs or so of whatever he's got on hand should suffice. It's not as haphazard as it may seem, depending on the recipe. It doesn't really matter what sort you have, so long as you add something. I'll be here when you get back. Herbs, is it 6 sprigs of whatever's on hand? Afraid I can't spare that much. You'll take 2 and be glad of it. The remainder you'll have to gather yourself. Shouldn't be too much of a bother though. You'd be surprised what you can find growing underfoot, even in the reach. So I gotta collect the rest of the herbs. Alright, well, head. Here's a recruit too. Oh bugger, you were sent by the snake, weren't you? I heard 1 in 4 recruits doesn't live through their training. That can't be true, right? Oh bugger, oh bugger. Why I joined the resistance? Well, if you must know, it was to avenge a friend the Imperials butchered before my very eyes, back in Alamigo. We owned a stall in the markets, and a passing soldier snapped up a piece of fruit. He spoke out before I could stop him, only to get a foam of steel in the gut for his troubles. I found my way here, and that was that. spoken with the freedom fighters as I asked? Page after page of the log is filled with a flawed script. Doubtless, Thebes has had much practice honing his handwriting. As fascinating as they are varied, you have a knack for convincing others to bare their hearts to you. I could never have done this better myself. Many years from now, when these tempestuous times pass into memory, their accounts will serve as a window into the struggle. We must never forget, my friend. Never. Alright, is there a way how we can go underground to find a dash of green? Oh, there we go. Fragrant herbs. Herbs. Brooding recruit. Ah, 1,000 pardons. So preoccupied was I by the question of whether Alamigo should be a monarchy or a republic that I neglected to attend my training. How silly, I know. Until we drive the Imperials from our lands, the question is moot. Huh, training, God, I was so busy practicing to impress the others that I completely forgot. Thank you. Alright, where's the dash of green? Nice, there's a summoning bell here. Splendor's vendors. Oh, I'm probably not even high enough level to, or farther enough in the storyline. All right, let's see here. There we go, fragrant herbs. I know, I'm late, but I had to say a prayer for my sister first. After what the Imperials did to her, death was a mercy. Alright, that takes care of the missing recruits. I'm gonna go ahead and grab the last dash of green. Cool. battle. All recruits are present and accounted for. My thanks to you, Strider. Not all appreciate the rigor which I train my recruits. Some favor a gentler approach, as if the Imperials will be so kind. 'Tis a thankless job to teach, some say, but I say their survival is thanks enough. Fare you well. A lot of transients that we have to speak with. Ah, there you are. Got the herbs I asked for? Reach greens. Precisely what type of herb this is remains unclear, but the important thing is that it is green and fragrant. Thanks, that'll do nicely, and sorry to impose upon you, sir. Thought you were another new recruit. Didn't realize until after that you were, But to answer the question, that's probably on your mind, yes. It's always like this. Never enough food or supplies to go around. All the more reason to be grateful when our countrymen can spare some for the cause. Though that comes at a cost too. Too many villagers, too many children, more deserving than us. But a man can't fight it on an empty stomach, can he? So we partake, as we must, and we never lose sight of the dream. Alright, well, I'm about 90 minutes into this episode. I think I'm going to conclude here, and I will pick it back up next time with Token of Faith. Alright, I'll see you then.